Good morning, Santa Clarita. We are a finely tuned piece of machinery around here. Welcome in. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVI and iLEAD School's Eye on the Valley. I am Matt Watson, your host. Our show, Eye on the Valley, is brought to you every Friday morning from 8 to 10 a.m. by SCVI and iLEAD Schools. We're a network of charter schools with campuses across the North County area, Castaic, Agua Dulce, Lancaster. We've got a fully accredited online school. You're going to hear a lot about iLEAD Online today. It's an exciting school, some great things happening there. We've also got a burgeoning homeschool program, iLEAD Exploration, if homeschool is your gig. You can visit us at iLeadschools.org for more information. So we've got our eye on education in Santa Clarita and across the nation, but like the show says, we also keep our eye on the Valley, bringing you everything that you need to know about what's what here in the Valley. And we do it all while having a little bit of fun, because if you know me, you know I refuse to do anything unless I can laugh while I'm doing it, which will get me in trouble from time to time, but we all need a little bit of trouble to keep our life interesting, right? What an amazing Friday here in the Valley. It is sunny. We are on our way to the 70s today. It is March Madness in the air. One of the first things ripped from us last year, I don't know about you, but the NCAA basketball tournament, we were just talking about it a couple minutes ago, known as March Madness. It is hands down my favorite sporting event of the year. We've got 48 basketball games coming up this weekend between now and Tuesday, and there is nothing better. Can't wait to get home after the show and just absolutely shut it down for the weekend. It is going to be a fabulous, fabulous weekend. And you know why? Because we're going to make it fabulous. Don't let life happen to you. Get out there and make it happen, y'all. And you know what? I've got a great way for you to make this a great weekend for yourself and somebody else. Do you remember our friend Regina Lee? She was on the show back in May. Regina had founded an organization called Smile SCV when she was just a freshman and in the midst of a pandemic. She was looking for ways to make her community smile in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. So she founded Smile SCV, and she works to bring together the good in our valley to help our neighbors out, those neighbors that are struggling at this time and are in need. So Smile SCV organizes events to have a... Do you know Santa Clarita Grocery provides groceries to families in need completely free of charge? Well, Regina and her team with Smile SCV have organized a food drive collecting for the Santa Clarita Grocery, and they are going to be out at Saugus High School today. They are doing this to celebrate Good Samaritan Week. So they've been there all week. Today is the last day. They're collecting canned and dried goods at Saugus High School to help stock the shelves at Santa Clarita Grocery. They'll be there until 3 p.m. today. Regina wanted to be here herself today to tell us all about it, but she's got school. She's still a sophomore. But she's making her mark, helping countless others. So make your weekend by making somebody else's weekend. Remember, they're only there till 3, so fill up your trunk and get over to Saugus High School. But not yet. Not quite yet. You've got time. Pour yourself another cup of coffee, relax, because we have got a great show for you today. Today we've got 2 of the leaders from iLEAD Online Charter School. I know so many of you are excited to get your kids back on campus, but some kids have actually taken pretty well to online learning. And those of you that would say, nah, not me, well, give Valencia Johnson and Alyson Bravo a chance to explain iLEAD Online. It is nothing like you've seen before. And I know you're probably going, come on, Matt, my kid's been doing online school for the last year. Well, not the way they do it at iLEAD Online, they haven't. So Valencia and Alyson will be here in just a minute. In hour number 2, we've got our mayor. Mayor Bill Miranda will be swinging by. He'll be here to talk about everything going on in the Valley. We also want to check in with him on the progress that the Human Relations Roundtable is making. Mayor Miranda chairs that roundtable, and it wouldn't be a Friday without Big T. Big T's got fun and trivia for us, so it's going to be a blast. Let's do this. Our first guests this morning make up part of the leadership team, as I said, at iLEAD Online Charter School. Valencia Johnson is a lot like me. You know, she loved CSUN so much that she went there twice, receiving her bachelor's in family and consumer sciences and her master's degree in counseling. She also holds a pupil personnel services credential. Valencia has been in education for over 15 years now, serving in several different roles as a tutor, a teacher's assistant, adult education teacher, school counselor, and an academic coach. She's always had a knack for helping youth achieve their goals and follow their dreams. Valencia enjoys motivating, educating, providing information for, and being a resource to learners and families. Her philosophy is if she doesn't know the answer, she will do her best to find out because when you know better, you do better. Welcome, Valencia. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's good
Good
to
morning.
have you. And Alyson Bravo. Alyson began her online learning journey when she took several distance courses, actually. Remember distance courses? She took several distance courses before online courses were even a thing. And she thought, you know, snail mail is a ridiculous way to learn. So during her third year as a teacher, she took the opportunity to write online history courses for her school. And more than a decade later now, she still loves online teaching and authentic real world virtual learning. Alyson founded Empower Generations several years back. That is a public charter school for pregnant and parenting teens. She served as the school leader for several years. She is now the career and technical education lead with iLEAD Online and loves exploring how to create cool working and learning environments for virtual programs without sacrificing the true essence of teaching and learning. Alyson is the possibility to my practicality. She is the yin to my yang, the what if to my what about. Alyson, welcome back to Eye on the Valley.
Good morning, Matt. It's nice to be here.
It's wonderful to have you both. We're talking about iLEAD Online this morning. And as I mentioned before, you know, a lot of families have kind of dabbled with online school, but it's a little bit, well, no, it's a lot different the way you guys do things at iLEAD Online. Alyson, let's start with a little bit of a history lesson because, well, you're a history teacher. Would you tell us, you were there from the beginning, tell us the story of iLEAD Online. How did you guys get started? How long have you been providing virtual education? Tell us the story of iLEAD Online.
Okay. Well, in 2015, iLEAD Online was started with just a couple of courses as a vendor program, meaning we weren't a full-time school yet. And we created some online courses to serve charter schools like SCVI and iLEAD School Network Charter Schools. And we stumbled upon a really great formula. We wrote our own courses. We worked with learners either virtually or in person a couple of days a week, and we adopted the project-based learning model of education, meaning that our online courses offered real-world, meaningful, and hands-on opportunities for high school and middle school learners to be engaged and get credit for a class that either they were trying to get ahead in high school and either graduate early or fit more classes into their schedule, or they needed to make up some credits for whatever reason, and we were a great way to do that. And because our model worked so well and we were finding a lot of success, we became a full public charter school, a free public charter school in 2017, starting with grades 6 through 12. And since then, we've expanded all the way down to kindergarten, which is so much fun. And now we serve about almost 300 full-time students through online schooling.
Wow, that's amazing. So you started out basically as a provider for kids attending other schools. I remember when you guys first started, I was working at SCVI, and like most schools, we were able to offer a couple of foreign language options. You know, because if you're going to hire someone to teach a class, you've got to have at least, you know, 25, 40, in some cases 60, 80 kids willing to take that language. Otherwise, it just doesn't make economic sense. But you guys provided us with the option to, or the ability to offer kids other options. And then you became a fully accredited, fully authorized charter school. But one of the things that I found interesting in the charter world, oftentimes it's really difficult to get a school authorized, right? And you've been through this several times, Alyson. Oftentimes, a school leader will have an idea for a school. You have to go before an authorizer and get approved. And I don't know if my listeners know this. Authorizers are here in California, the local school districts. And so that can be a challenge, asking a local school district, can we have permission to open a new school in your area? But that wasn't the case with iLEAD Online. They came to us, didn't they, Alyson?
They sure did, because they saw the value in the model. They knew that it filled a need, and we were doing a really good job at educating kids. So that was quite an interesting process, having gone through an authorization before to get sought out and asked to write a charter for approval.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Valencia, Alyson mentioned that we serve grades kindergarten through 12th grade. Can you tell us a little bit about the program? Because I know, at least, I'm sure most of my listeners are the same way as me. When I think about online courses, I think primarily college, maybe high school courses. But you guys serve all of the 13 comprehensive grades, kindergarten through 12th grade. Can you just kind of give us an overview of what school at iLEAD Online looks like? Because it's not just more distance learning like we've all gotten used to over the last year or so, is it?
No, and like Alyson mentioned, we do serve learners from kindergarten to 12th grade, and Alyson can speak more to the elementary side because I primarily work with the junior and high school side, but absolutely, we have more of a personalized approach to learning and making sure that our academic coaches work with families to come up with a plan for a learner's academic trajectory and making sure that they are meeting their requirements and also getting the most that they can from curriculum. So it's really important to emphasize that we have that one-on-one approach and that there's someone to guide a family and a learner through their education. So we offer a wide variety of courses and different modules and different categories on what fits a learner's needs. And so I think that's the beauty of our program is that we really tailor it for that particular learner so that, it's not just, cookie cutter, this is what everyone gets. We really look at the learners' their academic background and their goals and what they want to get from our program, and then we schedule them accordingly. And we work with them. We do project-based learning. We have, like I said, advisory is a big component of iLEAD Online's curriculum and making sure that their academic coach meets with them once a week and making sure that they're on track and getting the support that they need. They also, are meeting with their facilitators and getting curriculum support and just having more of a one-on-one approach and so that they're more successful in our program. And so, we have a lot of things in place to support our learners, and that's our number one goal is to make sure that they feel supported, make sure that they're getting the help that they need, and also making sure that they are, getting the content and being ready for the next grade level or being ready for post-secondary, their post-secondary goals. So we have a lot of things, initiatives in place for our learners, and I think we have a good program. So, as far as the elementary side, I know Alyson knows more about that, but, we have a lot of good programming for our learners, K through 12,
So let's, Alyson, I do want to talk about that in just a second, and Valencia touched on it a little bit. Alyson, you've either worked with or seen several different online models out there. We're certainly not the only online school option for certainly high school kids, and there are other online schools for elementary kids as well. But what kind of sets iLEAD Online apart? Because one of the things that we do at iLEAD is we try to offer something different, right? Because if there already exists something out there, then why would we really get involved in that unless we were doing something different? So what makes iLEAD Online unique? What sets us apart from those other online programs?
Good question, Matt. And Valencia did such a good job
She
kind of
did, didn't she?
explaining the ins and outs of our program. What I think it really boils down to is two key philosophies. One is that learning in the K-12 environment, and especially when we get into high school, should mirror and mimic what we experience as adults in the real world. And so we really try to set up our program to mirror that flow. So I don't know about you, Matt, but my boss does not sit on Zoom with me for 6 hours a day and tell me what I need to know to do my job, right?
Right.
My boss gives me my job description. They let me know what my outcomes, what I'm expected to produce, and then they provide various levels of support throughout that process. But I, as the employee or the owner of this project or my outcome that I'm expected to produce, I'm going to get into it. I'm going to figure out what I need to do. I'm going to do the research if I don't already know how to do it, to learn the components, and then I'm going to produce a product or a service, right? And then I'm going to touch base with my boss as I get stuck or need help or want to share a celebration or success. So our projects in our academic courses are designed to do just the same thing. Our learners are not sitting on Zoom for 4 to 6 hours a day, 4 to 5 days a week with our credentialed teachers. Our credentialed teachers are designing projects for our learners. They're providing the information through our learning management system, our virtual school, and then they're checking in with those learners in various different ways depending on their needs. And learners are really at the heart of their own learning path, and that's the second piece that really sets us apart, is that we mean it when we say we put kids in the driver's seat of their own education. Now, we're not stepping out of the car and letting them just take a road trip, right? We're right in there with them. The parents are actively involved in their learners' education and choices. Our credentialed teachers are right there with them. As Valencia mentioned, we have that academic coach who's that extra layer of support, providing social emotional learning options, personalized learning plans, personalized pacing plans, right? So we have this whole team, but at the heart of it, we want to make sure that each and every student is engaged, is feeling like they have what they need to be successful, and is doing work that aligns to their values and goals.
You mentioned that academic coach. You know, I know there are some families that might say, yeah, if I left my kid at home to do school online and I went to work, they would just fall behind and never turn anything in. Well, that academic coach is there to to make sure that doesn't happen, right? Now, Valencia mentioned that you know a bit more about the elementary side of the school, because it is remarkably different than doing high school online. So we're going to talk about the high school when we come back from the break in a little bit, but tell us a little bit about the elementary school. How do you handle online school for younger kids? I mean, how do you do it with a kindergartner or a first grader?
That's a really good question, and we had a lot of questions about that when we first started. So we worked down to that to really do the research and look at principles of the brain development and child development and how to really do this in a meaningful and with integrity. So we have what's called adventure curriculum, and I love this curriculum. I'm a mom of 3 littles, so it really just speaks to my own heart. But all of our elementary school students get a subscription box of learning supplies every semester, and it can be anything from math blocks for learning mathematical concepts to Play-Doh, to one box we included acorns because they were doing this really cool art and design challenge. So they get a box with everything that they need. They get this academic coach who is also their teacher. So our elementary school classrooms are self-contained and interdisciplinary, meaning that there's one expert adult that really takes care of the child and a group of children. And our children go through these adventures together. And what they don't realize, or some of them do, but they're learning as they explore, play, create, think, talk, read. So it's kind of like hiding, vegetables into your meatloaf, right? Your kids think that they're getting meatloaf, but really they're also getting zucchini, onion, tomato, etc. So we're really making sure that our elementary school curriculum is play-based, is developmentally appropriate, and is hands-on. I think every one of our staff would be really sad if we heard that an elementary school child were sitting in front of a laptop for 5 hours a day learning. Our children are checking in through our learning management system to get the directions or get some instruction. They're closing the laptop. They're doing it in their home or wherever they're at, if they're at work with mom and dad or et cetera. And then they're checking back in for live support with our academic coach and to celebrate their learning and success and move forward. So we're really proud of our adventure curriculum. It's unique. I have not seen anybody else do it. And so far, it's working really wonderfully.
Yeah, I know parents do express concern from time to time that they don't want their kids sitting there on the computer all day long, and so why would I enroll my kid in an online program? Well, oftentimes, like you said, our online learners will actually be more active than they normally would be in a regular school setting. I've had the opportunity to work with your elementary team. As a matter of fact, just yesterday, I spent a couple of hours with the elementary team as they were looking at the progress and the growth that their students were making and setting new academic goals for each class. But again, as I said, I want to talk about how you guys are preparing and supporting your high schoolers for post-graduation success, as well as how kids, even kids who attend a different school, can enroll in your summer courses absolutely free. But let's take a quick commercial and we'll get back to that. We're talking this morning with iLEAD Online College and Career Counselor Valencia Johnson and Career and Technical Education Lead Alyson Bravo. If you're interested in what we're talking about, and you just like a little bit more information, you can check us out at iLEADonline.org, iLEADonline.org. Stick around. I am Matt Watson. This is SCVI and iLEAD Schools, Eye on the Valley, and you're listening to your hometown station, KHTS.
The shows must go on. The Main in Santa Clarita is your destination for free online music, theater, art, and entertainment opportunities. Tune into fun variety nights, join a talent show, learn from filmmaking experts, attend a modern play, and more from the comfort of your home. For more information and to view upcoming events, go to facebook.com/themain.newhall or at themain.org. Enjoy the shows.
Loss of hearing can affect the quality of life. Santa Clarita Hearing Center can help. They specialize in both preventative hearing loss and corrective measures, including diagnostic tests, new technology hearing aids, cochlear implants, hearing protection, and tinnitus treatment. They can adjust your current hearing aids or fit you for new ones. Santa Clarita Hearing Center also offers sleep molds, swim molds, and musician monitors. Book an appointment today. Log on to SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com, located on McBean Parkway next to the hospital. That's SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com.
Experience Frontier Toyota's all-new hot and exciting Toyota lineup. Serving the Santa Clarita Valley for over 30 years. Frontier Toyota, the Camry, Corolla, and Prius Kings. They're tops in Tacoma and Tundra trucks. Frontier Toyota, the new way of car buying. Shop from home at FrontierToyota.com or visit their showroom at Valencia and Creekside. Discover a whole new car buying experience with your friends at Frontier Toyota.
When you look at your child, you see so much. A creative spirit that surprises you every day. A little leader growing to discover who they are, what they love, and how they can make the world better. At SCVI, we see those same amazing things. Our tuition-free TK through 12 charter school provides boundless opportunities to think critically and imagine freely, with a learning program customized just for your child. Today, that means empowering your child to bring strengths and passions to the distance learning environment. Our approach keeps your child and family in step while online, inspiring your learner to keep growing without missing a beat. At SCVI, your child will find even more ways to grow with projects and activities in STEAM, robotics, theater, music, and sports. With the only international baccalaureate program in Santa Clarita, SCVI produces graduates who excel at top universities and in life. For enrollment information or to learn more about our distance learning program, visit iLEADSantaClarita.org. iLEAD Schools. Free to think, inspired to lead.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. I am Matt Watson, and you're listening to SCVI and iLEAD School's Eye on the Valley. We're joined this morning by iLEAD Online's college counselor, Valencia Johnson, and their career and technical education lead, Alyson Bravo. Ladies, thank you again for joining me this morning. Valencia, before the break, we were talking about kind of the overall program and how iLEAD Online is an online school, but nothing like people would think if they have experience, which most of us do, with distance learning. This is not a distance learning program. It is a fully interactive, engaging, personalized online program. We talked about how we do that with elementary school, even down to kindergarten, but you work with mostly the junior high and high schoolers. So as a counselor, tell me how you guide kids through your program and make sure that they're taking the right courses. How do you help guide them through their classes, Valencia?
Well, we have a very extensive grad plan meeting and just going over their courses and making sure that they're on the right track and getting them ready for post-secondary, plans, whether that's college or career. And so, the beauty of our program, our courses are UC and CSU A through G courses. We have NCAA approved courses. We offer AP and honors level courses to help students, our learners, with college prep. And so we have a vast course catalog, and we go through that with our learners and making sure that they're hitting their grad requirements and meeting their college requirements as well, getting them prepared for four-year university if that's their track. We also have our Cte courses, and there's an extensive program for that as well, and that will help with career readiness, and it helps our learners spark interest in different career paths and things like that. And so we take, like I mentioned earlier, a very personalized approach, one-on-one meetings with our learners and speaking with families about what the plan is so that we can best serve that family with our resources. So as a college counselor, I really work with families one-on-one, and I talk to them about the learner's interests and their goals and their professional aspirations and things like that so that we can move into a plan of creating a college list or looking into career programs and things like that. And so as an extra layer of support, I work with their academic coach and making sure that they're taking the right classes and that we're prepping them and making sure that they are doing well, and obviously passing their classes and getting a C or better because that's what's needed for college admissions and things like that, and just making sure everything is, in order for them. I also, make sure that I keep families in the know about different resources and whether that be, college fairs or financial aid information, scholarships and internships and all the different college admissions workshops, career readiness workshops. There's so many things out there to tap into. And so I make sure that, I get that information over to families and even testing SATs and ACTs and things like that. And there have been some changes over the course of the year, but I still get that information out to families and letting them know, what's out there, what's happening, so that they are well informed. I also have a college and career advisory that I'm building out so that, this is a weekly space for learners to come and join me, online so that we can talk about the different initiatives that we have, different program updates, different college and career updates. So there's a lot of information that happens, and a lot of things just, in college and career, things are coming down the pipe all the time. So this is just a space for us to talk about those things and, for me to get the information out there to my learners. I help learners with, essay writing, college application process, and making sure that They have all their documentation and they know about timeline and they know about deadlines and things like that, and just kind of holding them accountable. Because we are in a virtual, setting, I make sure that I am pretty much, checking in with them more often and making sure they have that support. I also, am the person that they can rely on for recommendation letters and things like that. So it's really really hands-on in making sure that I know that learner and I get to know that learner and they get to know me so that it's comfortable and that they know that they have support from me and that I'm here to support them in their goals. And really, even from junior high, I think it's important for learners to know. I talk about it with my junior high learners and let them know what are A through G courses, what are, what is a grad plan. When you get into high school, you get a letter grade. It's a little different from middle school.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that too much right now, but just know that these are the different things to look forward to when you get into high school, and what are AP courses and what are honors level courses and all of those different things. Just having that conversation and getting it going so that they're well informed. So, we have a lot of different ideas for the future with college and career planning for our learners, and I even think we can tap into our elementary learners.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to do that, and just kind of give them little nuggets here and there. But we really have a lot of good ideas, a lot of things in place, and so I really, really feel like every learner's getting a personal college and career counselor, that they're, it's like having a private counselor, because I'm able to work with them one-on-one and more often. So
that's what I was going to say, Valencia. My oldest graduated high school several years back, and I remember on grad night, she's holding her diploma. She was really proud, and she says, "But Dad, who was that lady that handed me my diploma? I've never met her before." I said, "That's your college counselor." And, the services that you talk about providing, you meet with each of your families on multiple occasions and make sure that they have access and they are each step of the way following the path that they need to be following in order to meet their goals. It reminds me a lot of, my nephew. Gosh, he was one of those kids that picked out his list of safety schools, I think, when he was 6 years old, right? He was college going from the time he was born, and he and my brother worked closely with someone that they paid thousands of dollars to outside of school to get the kind of services that you're providing. That is fantastic. Now, Alyson, what about, because Valencia talked about all the different services we provide for kids going on to college, whether for academic and also academic purpose or athletic purposes, because we are NCAA approved as well. But what about kids that have a different path and are interested in something that doesn't necessarily lead them to college? I'm talking about our career and technical education program. What are you doing to provide those CTE opportunities for our learners who want to get into a different line after high school?
Yeah, and Matt, I'm so glad you asked that question in that way, because I get to dispel common myths around CTE, number one, from the get-go, and that career and technical education is only for non-college going high school students, which you're right in that it used to be that. That was like your mom's or your mom and pop, shop class, wood shop making class, or auto tech, or things that are really vocational based that didn't used to require a 4-year or even a 2-year college degree post high school graduation, and it was direct entry into an apprenticeship or a vocational school or direct into career. So that still is career and technical education, but really CTE has expanded way beyond that. And the goal is to create these roads to post-graduation success, whether that be direct entry into a career or direct entry into a union apprenticeship or vocational training school, a community college, or a 4-year college. So At iLEAD Online, we have many different career and technical education pathways, which are like these industry sectors that teach students or give students the opportunity to learn these industry-based skills and mindsets. So we have, I think, 9 CTE pathways at iLEAD Online. There are 3-year pathways, so you take an introduction class, a concentrator class, and then a capstone completer class. Through this pathway, we offer work-based learning opportunities, which means students, you can get high school graduation credit for working your summer job or your year-long job. We have internship opportunities where you can connect with local community businesses and do some hands-on learning and support that business in a really unique way. And then we also have industry certifications, meaning that you can graduate high school with a certification that is going to be relevant and needed in your resume when you go to get a job in that industry. And because of Valencia and because of our really strong college and career going culture, we also make sure that all of our CTE completers have a really strong next step toward where they're going in after graduation. And not only do we make sure that that plan is in place, we follow through for that year after. We do regular phone calls. What are you doing? Where are you going? Are you still in school? Do you still need help? Right? So we do that 13th year or 14th year follow-up to make sure that our CTE completers are still on that same road to success, or if they've changed lanes and are on a different road, that they're successful there. So our CTE program is really wonderful and has a little bit for everyone. And the best part about it is you don't have to be a full-time student at iLEAD Online to take advantage of these classes. These are for our part-time students as well.
So kids can be attending another local high school and still enroll in some of these CTE pathway programs. That's amazing. Now, you mentioned what kids are doing in the summer and taking jobs and things like that. But there's been a lot of talk, and we could go into this topic completely. Maybe we'll do that sometime later. But there's been a lot of talk about the learning loss and how families are worried that their kids are slipping behind. You guys have a unique summer program. What is iLEAD Online offering for the summer?
Yeah, so we have a couple of different options for summer, but regardless of where you are and what you need a summer learning opportunity for, whether it's for your younger child who you are a little bit worried about learning loss, or an older child who maybe lost some credit toward graduation this year for whatever reason, or just really wants to get ahead, we have our full academic year calendar that starts in July for learners to get a head start. And then we also have individual classes available for part-time learners or for purchase if you're just looking to do a quick credit recovery or acceleration class. So our website is ileadonline.org. You can click Enroll and get all kinds of information about what we're offering for summer.
And again, that summer program is available to your full-time enrolled learners as well as kids who are enrolled in another school and are looking for some options for the summer. And one more time, let me just help you promote this. Alyson, how much do those courses cost?
So there's a wide variety, and sometimes they're completely free, just depending on what you're looking for and what your plans are, all the way up to about $290 a semester, which compared to other comparable programs is quite affordable.
Yeah, definitely. Starting at free is a good starting point for me. Valencia Johnson and Alyson Bravo are iLEAD Online's college counselor and career and technical education lead, respectively. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us today. And again, if you're interested in iLEAD Online, check us out at ileadonline.org. Valencia, Alyson, you guys have a great weekend.
You too. Thank you, Matt.
Take care. When we come back, I want to talk to two groups of people out there, two groups of folks that are listening to us. I want to talk to the sports fans and the non-sports fans. March Madness is starting up today, and we're going to teach you how to survive. This is SCVI and iLEAD School's Eye on the Valley, and you're listening to your hometown station, KHTS.
Comfort Keepers provides your loved one with loving in-home care. Miles McNamara, Certified Senior Advisor and owner of Comfort Keepers In-Home Care.
Our caregivers can help you in your own home, enhancing independence, creating safety and comfort. Our Comfort Keepers provide companionship, meal preparation, medication reminders, assistance with personal care, and even transportation to doctor's appointments. If someone you love can use a helping hand at home, visit comfortkeepers.com.
Or call 287-4200.
Sweet, salty, tastiest, bacon and pancakiest. Big yawns are okay, yummy syrups, yes way. Butter pecan, blueberry, old-fashioned strawberry. Never empty coffee pot, Mom says it hits the spot. Almonds are the fluffiest, Dad's hugs the scruffiest. Scrambled eggy, pepper shaky, orange juicy, wide awake. Stuffed French toastiest, waffles with the mustiest. Buttermilky, smooth, silky, tastes great. Love on a plate.
IHOP, everything you love about breakfast.
The city is opening up, and so is Coyote Creek Locations. Right here in Santa Clarita Valley, ranch-style open landscape for you to create your next perfect event. Weddings, graduation parties, bar and bat mitzvahs, baby showers, and birthdays. Any sort of get-together where you can spread your wings and breathe in fresh air. Creating memories with friends and family while supporting healthy space and distancing. Spring is here, and summer is coming, so get ready for your next celebration at Coyote Creek. Book now at coyotecreeklocations.com. That's coyotecreeklocations.com.
Accidents happen, but rest assured Patterson's Collision Center is here to help. Patterson's is a family-owned and operated collision repair facility providing the Santa Clarita Valley with premium collision repairs. Patterson's prides itself on being the only California-certified green repair shop in all of Santa Clarita. They are insurance claim specialists and even offer payment plans for your deductible. For personalized, friendly service, visit pattersonscollisioncenter.com. or call 294-1011 and let Patterson's Collision Center help ease your worries today.
Your hometown station, KHTS.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 on the AM side. This is Matt Watson, and you're listening to SCVI and iLEAD School's Eye on the Valley. And Engineer Patty and I are giddy like school children today. Are you?
Yeah.
Are you like us? Are you a sports fan? It is March Madness time. The NC2A men's basketball tournament starts today, and we've got an absolute smorgasbord of college basketball games on TV. But no, we're not going to break down the brackets or predict a Cinderella or even analyze the matchups today. We're here to just help you survive, right? Because that's the motto for March Madness is survive and move on. And so that's what we all need to do. We all need to figure out a way to survive and move on. Starting today, we've got 64 teams who are going to spend the next 3 weeks battling it out until just one remains and cuts down the nets and is crowned national championship. We call it March Madness, but for some of you, March Madness just drives you absolutely mad. And that's okay, you know, different strokes for different folks. But the problem arises when you have two people living together, two people that care deeply about each other, sharing the same space, one who has tournament fever, and the other who is absolutely sick of it already. So we're here to help you understand each other and perhaps build a little bit of a compromise that will help us all survive and advance. Now, I'm not here to say that it's the men only that are the sports nuts, right? Because there are, and it's not just the women who aren't. I know that gender has very little to do with it. In fact, I know our very own producer, Sarah, is a huge sports fan. I'm sure she's still celebrating last night's overtime win by UCLA to get them out of the first four and into the field of 64. But whichever you are, if you're the sports nut who, or the one who just thinks they're nuts, we're here to help you peacefully coexist. First of all, it's important that we try to understand each other, okay? So let me help. Sports fan, you need to understand that your significant other who isn't knows how much you love sports, and they care about you, and they want what's best for you. But where they struggle is to understand why you need to live why they need to live the next 3 weeks of their lives without being able to count on you for anything. They just don't get that, right? Why you need to lock it down for 3 weeks. They don't know why you need to watch all 16 games today and all 16 games tomorrow, followed by 8 more games on Sunday and 8 more on Monday. Yeah, that's right. We got 48 games in the next 4 days. But they're willing to compromise, right? They're willing to let you watch a game or two each day that's really important to you. And think about that level of compromise. Because during football season, we get a couple of games on Sunday, right? But they're willing to let you watch a game or two each day that's really important to you. But for you non-sports fans, we know what you're asking yourself. Why do you have to watch every single game, right? Can you just watch the important ones? Like Matt said, we're willing to let you watch a game or two a day. And the answer to that question is very simple. Every single one of the games is important. It's like a soap opera. You can't miss an episode or you're lost. At any time, the moment of the year could happen, and you can't afford to miss it. And something you need to realize as well is a lot of sports got messed up last year because of the pandemic. However, did you realize that every single college and professional sport still went on and eventually crowned a 2020 champion? Every college and professional sport had a champion in 2020 except for one, and that's college basketball. So we've been deprived of this madness for 2 years. So let me propose a compromise today. Sometime today, you need to sit down and have the conversation. There's not much time between games, and they're going to go late into the night, so you're going to have to do it at halftime. Sit down and take a look at the schedule of games and plan your weekend together. This is an opportunity for both of you to work together, show your significant other that you care about their needs, and demonstrate that you can be understanding and flexible. Sports fan, identify some games that you absolutely don't want to miss and then block out that time together. Non-sports fan, identify some things that you'd like to do together this weekend. Now, work together so that both of these things can make it onto your schedule for the weekend, okay? And be flexible with each other. Non-sports fan, remember that not every game starts or ends on time. Sports fan, remember that the best moments of the tournament will be shown again and again and again and again on SportsCenter tonight, all right? And when you are spending time together not watching basketball, non-sports fan, maybe every now and then it's okay for your partner to take out their phone and get a quick update on scores. And sports fan, when your partner says, okay, I'm flexible, but this here is important, put the phone away, no matter what's going on. I don't care if that Cinderella is about to dance or your bracket's about to get busted. Give them the time that they deserve. Okay? Now, I have been, that having been said, Engineer Patty and I are both the sports nuts, right? We are the sports fan side of our home. So, Patty, who have you got? Who's going to take it all this year? Who's going home with the prize?
I'm going to say Gonzaga.
You got Gonzaga, huh?
Zags.
The team out of Spokane, Washington, considered a mid-major, but is always a Final Four contender. Okay, I'm taking Illinois. But when we come back, we've got Mayor Bill Miranda. We'll be talking all things Awesome Town, and we'll see if we can get his picks as well. So make sure you stay tuned. I'm Matt Watson, and you're listening to SCVI and iLEAD School's Eye on the Valley on your hometown station, KHTS.
KHTS strives to give the Santa Clarita Valley all the information they need. And when our computers aren't working the way they should, we call Resurgence, your true source for IT. Resurgence provides outstanding customer service while also providing the highest technical ability. They strive to do what's best to improve and protect your business. For more information on Resurgence, call 349-4114 or visit resurgenceit.com.
Why did Mercedes-Benz of Valencia win the Dealer of Excellence Award in 2019?
Because we strive to provide the most outstanding sales experience.
Mercedes-Benz of Valencia COO Chris Paz.
We know you have high expectations. Our stellar team will meet and exceed your expectations. That's why we were named Mercedes Best of the Best, placing us in the top 10% of all Mercedes dealers nationwide.
Find out how you can lease a new Mercedes for unbelievably low monthly payments. Details at mbzvalencia.com.
With locations throughout the valley, Providence offers the most advanced technology and therapies for treating cancer in Southern California. Call 1-888-HEALING for your annual checkup or second opinion. The road to healing leads to Providence.
KHTS AM 1220 and 98.1 FM Santa Clarita. It's 9 o'clock.
A presidential trip to Georgia. I'm Rich Dennison, Fox News. President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris are heading to Atlanta today, but their mission changed this week after deadly violence there.
Instead of holding a political rally to celebrate the coronavirus relief bill that had been planned, President Biden and Vice President Harris will meet with Georgia Asian American leaders at Emory University. They're expected to discuss the ongoing threats and violence against the Asian American community. The visit follows the murders of 8 people, 6 of whom were women of Asian descent, at spas in the Atlanta metro area. Yesterday, President Biden ordered flags on U.S. government grounds to be flown at half-staff in respect to those who were killed.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. While in Atlanta, the president and vice president will visit the CDC as the country hits the milestone of administering 100 million doses of coronavirus vaccines since the president took office. The CDC currently finalizing guidelines designed to help schools safely reopen. Tensions were high at the first face-to-face meeting between the Biden administration officials and representatives of China.
The talks were unusually fiery for a diplomatic meeting. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said China's behavior threatens global stability.
The United States relationship with China will be competitive where it should be, collaborative where it can be, adversarial where it must be.
Blinken's Chinese counterpart shot back. He said U.S. democracy is struggling and black Americans are being slaughtered. The State Department says private discussions that followed were substantive and serious.
Fox's Simon Owen. More meetings are taking place today. It's getting a bit more crowded at U.S. airports. The TSA saying more than 1.4 million people were screened at security checkpoints yesterday. The 8th consecutive day, volume exceeded 1 million. Officials say the last time the numbers were this high was March 15th of last year, as travel restrictions were underway. America is listening to Fox News.
Dell's semi-annual sale is the perfect opportunity for a significant business upgrade. Save up to 45% on Dell computers built for business and powered by Intel Core processors. Plus, enjoy special pricing on Dell docks, monitors, servers, and more. All with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. Speak to a Dell Technologies advisor today to find the right tech for your business with fast, free shipping. Call 877-ASK-DELL. Again, that's 877-ASK-DELL.
Some big news. Since Election Day, almost 5 million people have downloaded the free Newsmax TV app on their smartphone. You can trust Newsmax TV. Watch it for free anytime. And go to Newsmax.com for breaking news. Newsmax is on all major cable systems. Call your operator if they don't carry it. Plus, watch Newsmax on Roku, YouTube, Apple TV, Xumo, TiVo Plus, Pluto, and smart TVs like Samsung and LG. Newsmax is real news for real people. Start watching today.
Hennepin County, Minnesota Judge Peter Cahill ruling today that there won't be a change of venue in the trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin, charged with murder in the death of George Floyd during an arrest last May.
I don't think there's any place in the state of Minnesota that has not been subjected to extreme amounts of publicity on this case.
Defense attorneys had argued the timing of an announcement of a $27 million settlement from the city for Floyd's family was unfair and jeopardized their client's chance at a fair trial over concerns the jury could be tainted. The Afghan government and the Taliban today agreed to try and speed up peace talks during a meeting in Moscow. The U.S., Russia, China, and Pakistan called on Afghanistan's warring sides to reach an immediate ceasefire at the conference held in Russia just 6 weeks before a deadline agreed last year to withdraw U.S. troops. Talks between the Afghan government and Taliban in Doha, Qatar have stalled over accusations insurgents have failed to halt violence. Police say an Army soldier was killed this week in Texas by a family member.
Police in El Paso, Texas say the 13-year-old stepson of Sergeant First Class Alan Edwards told investigators he shot the soldier with his own handgun. The boy claims Edwards assaulted his wife, the boy's mother, earlier on Monday, and when the couple started arguing again, he shot him several times. Edwards, who was assigned to nearby Fort Bliss, was found dead in the family's apartment. Carmen Roberts, Fox News.
A group of New York City strip clubs is suing the state, saying it's not fair they're being kept closed when everything from axe-throwing venues to bars with live music and casinos can open. The lawsuit filed in federal court claims thousands of employees are forced out of work by the state's ban. A spokesperson for the governor's office says science and common sense dictate that no exotic dancing be permitted right now. I'm Rich Dennison, and this is Fox News.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Some investors are wavering between hopes that widespread vaccinations will allow global business and travel to resume and fears of possible inflation caused by government stimulus spending. FedEx, a big winner, after the delivery company reported third-quarter sales and profit that blew past expectations. It expects demand for its logistics and delivery business to remain very high for the foreseeable future. And some economists foresee the economy revving up much faster than expected, telling the Wall Street Journal in a survey they raised their average forecast for 2021 economic growth to 5.95% from a 4.87% projection in February's survey. The higher figure would mark the fastest such pace in nearly 4 decades. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
Cleanliness and safety are essential to the success of any business. That's why Cintas has introduced our Total Clean program, a one-of-a-kind service that includes scheduled deliveries of essential cleaning supplies, hygienically cleaned uniforms, and on-site sanitizer and disinfectant services to help eliminate germs. Learn what the Cintas Total Clean program can do for you. Oh, I'm ready! Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Thanks for listening to KHTS AM 1220, Canyon Country, California. K260CO 98.1 FM, Santa Clarita, California.
Celebrate the new year with the Canyon Theater Guild's new spring online youth workshops. Express yourself from the comfort of your own home with super fun classes like improv, script writing, audition techniques, and 2 brand new shows specifically designed for online performances. No borders, no experience necessary, and no end to the fun. Call 661-799-2702 or visit us at canyontheater.org.
No contract pest control. Did you hear that? Yes, Unipest has no contract, low impact, affordable, and environmentally and family friendly pest control options with orange oil or other family friendly products. Whether it's ants, spiders, gophers, termites, or bed bugs, Unipest Termite and Pest Control has an effective, eco-friendly option for you. Call Unipest today for a free orange oil inspection at 661-BUG-7575 or visit unipest.com.
Hey there, it's Tori with your hometown station weather. A mix of sun and clouds today with highs in the low 70s, overnight lows in the mid 40s. For anything and everything Santa Clarita Valley related, go to hometownstation.com.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
The following is sponsored programming and does not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of KHTS or its ownership.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is Matt Watson, your host, and you are listening to SCVI and iLEAD School's Eye on the Valley. And we are keeping our eye on everything going on around the valley. That's why my next guest, who was recently sworn in as the city of Santa Clarita's first Latino mayor, Mayor Bill Miranda, is here to join us. He was born and raised in New York City. Mayor Miranda graduated from the University of Nebraska with a degree in engineering and later earned his master's degree in management systems from West Coast University. His career has included work for Fortune 500 companies like IBM, Xerox, and Data General. He and his family moved to Santa Clarita in the early 80s for the same reason that most of us moved here in the early 80s, for the renowned safety and fantastic schools that our valley offers. And you know, that safety and those high-quality schools are still bringing folks to our beautiful city today. In 2009, Mayor Miranda became the head of the Latino Chamber of Commerce here in Santa Clarita. He joined the Santa Clarita City Council in 2017, appointed after Dante Acosta left for a term in the State Assembly. He was then reelected to that seat in 2018. He's an accomplished business leader, consultant, coach, entrepreneur, and an author. That's right. Did you realize that our mayor is also an author? In 2013, Mayor Miranda published Profiles in Latino Courage and is now Santa Clarita's first Latino mayor. Mayor Miranda, welcome back to Eye on the Valley.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel humble. I'm listening to that introduction. I'm wondering who you're talking about.
I'm just reading your resume. You've done a lot of things. You've accomplished quite a bit. You know,
I've been blessed. That I can say. I've been blessed. Thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, it's a pleasure. We appreciate you setting aside a little bit of a time to kind of get us caught up on everything that's going on in and around the Valley. Now, this is a unique time to be mayor. It's got to be tough being mayor in the midst of a pandemic. You know, much of the job, I understand, is, you know, meeting with groups of people, bringing folks together and attending events. But with events and public meetings not happening and a big part of your leadership being keeping people from getting together for the most part, what's it been like being mayor in these times?
Well, number one, it was very, very difficult last year when Cameron Smythe was the mayor. I salute him for a job well done, and the community has saluted him with an overwhelming election victory. So I tip my hat off to Cameron. I tell him that all the time. He loves when I tell him that. But absolutely did a great job last year, and that was, to me, the toughest part. Yes, this year is tough, and it will continue to be tough. But the good news is that we're opening up slowly but surely, but we're opening up and things are getting better. We're doing things constantly to improve our city, to improve our safety, to improve our economic vitality, and to keep Santa Clarita as a great place to live, work, and play.
Yeah, definitely. You know, you mentioned things do seem to be getting better. We seem to have turned the corner on this. You know, a lot has changed since you and I talked back in January when we were really at the peak of the holiday spike there. Kids are getting back to school. Folks are getting vaccinated. Restaurant dining rooms are open again. So what do you think? Are we coming out of this? Is it that the worst is behind us now?
Well, yes, the worst is behind us, but we have to keep in mind that if we don't open safely, if we don't maintain the safety protocols that have been established, we're going to go back. We're going to backslide back to where we were, and we're going to have another miserable year. So I urge all our citizens, hallelujah, we're opening up safely. And so be safe. Wear your mask. Social distance. Wash your hands profusely, and use disinfectant as much as you can. If you follow those protocols, we'll be fine, and we'll be opening more things up instead of sliding backward. So, again, public safety is our number one concern on the city council. It's our job, and so for the sake of everybody's safety, use the safety protocols and use them all the time. That's my safety lecture for the morning.
Well, you know, it is really important, and I was gonna ask you about that because that can be, you know, the danger. It's been tough. I heard a business leader mention several years back that here in America, we're good at heart attacks, not so good at cancer, right? We're good at addressing that short-term crisis, not the long-term struggle. And it has been a struggle. You know, I'm getting sick of sitting here in this studio by myself, having you on the phone. I'd much rather have you in the studio sitting next to me without the mask on, but we got to make sure, like you said, that we keep things safe. I know as we started to open up, I'm hoping it's a little blip on the radar, but last Sunday, Santa Clarita reported 35 new COVID cases in just the one day. So you're absolutely right. As we go back into restaurants, as we go back to school, let's make sure that we do it right, and keep the masks on, just so that we can continue to go back and continue to open other things up. Now, during that time when so many things needed to stay closed, and when we had to stay out of dining rooms and things like that, the city has been very accommodating, allowing restaurants to expand outdoor dining onto sidewalks, into parking lots, and in some cases, I'm looking here in downtown Newhall, we've still got some of those dining rooms stretched out into Main Street. But with dining rooms being allowed to open now, but only at 25% capacity, is that still going to be allowed to continue, where restaurants are kind of expanding beyond their four walls?
Well, we're going to keep that in place for a short period of time.
Okay.
But we've notified restaurants that once we're back to more capacity within the restaurants, we're not going to allow the tents to block the sidewalks and block the streets. We're going to go back to more normal transportation, whether it's walking, biking, or on in automobiles.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go back to normal. So these were emergency measures that were put in place to help our business owners, to help our city's economy. But as we drift back to normalcy, then those extras are going to be put back to where they were, to normalcy.
Yeah, we're talking this morning with Mayor Bill Miranda, and it's good to hear you mentioning that phrase, that we're slowly and safely, but getting back to normal. That is so good to hear. So what about city services? I know there are some things that needed to close down or be restricted as things were really dicey there for a while. But what kinds of things are open and what remains closed in regards to city services?
Okay, so one of the things we're very proud of is that just about all the city services have been maintained, even throughout the pandemic. We've had a few limitations, but we haven't stopped serving the city. The transportation's still there. Our support for the senior center is still there. Our support for the homeless is still there. We're still supporting the veterans. We have our libraries are still functioning very well. They just, we didn't allow people inside the library. So same thing with our parks. You were able to walk and use all of our parks. We did not allow, for a period of time, we did not allow basketball or team sports in our parks.
Sure.
But most of that, again, is back to somewhat normal, but we do ask that you still follow the protocols. As long as, we're now in the red tier.
Yep.
And so as long as we can stay in the red tier and move on to the next tier, which I believe is the orange tier, then we're fine. We're fine. We're going to get out of this. It's when everybody starts to think, a little herd mentality. Everybody starts to think, oh, my God, we're back to normal. Hallelujah. Yeah. And then everybody thinks we're back to normal because they don't hear otherwise. And I'm glad you're having me on the show so I can tell people we're not back to full normal. We're getting there. But again, repeating myself, we got to maintain the protocol, the safety protocols. If we don't do that, we'll slide backwards. But yeah, most of the city services have been running, if not as usual, but just about as usual. We rarely have we limited things. Okay, I think one of the things we limited was passport services, and now passport services are back in place. So you might be referring also to the fact that we don't have the city council meetings open to the public.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to open to the public soon.
Okay.
Again, concern is for safety for everybody, and we're going to be opening the city council meetings to the public very soon. Exactly when, I'm not sure yet. We have to decide on that, but within the next month or so, I would imagine council meetings will be open. I'd like to talk a little bit about some other things, Matt, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Regarding openings, the schools are starting to open. What a wonderful day yesterday was when my wife and I went for a walk in our community near Meadow School, and we saw parents dropping off their kids. That was wonderful. The kids were all a joy. The parents were happy too. It was a fantastic day and a fantastic feeling to see these kids going back to school. Again, safety, safety, safety. The parks, as we walked along, we saw people in the parks. We saw some team practices, what appeared to be team practices, and that was really outstanding. We got the word that Magic Mountain will be opening up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, people may not understand all that Magic Mountain opening up means. Let me help you with that. It attracts tourism, which is good for the overall economy. It's a place where families can go. You know, families that have been locked up for a year can now go out and enjoy the outdoors and enjoy the rides and the attractions at the park. But you know what the most important reason I'm excited about Magic Mountain opening?
What's that?
At full capacity, Magic Mountain hires 3,000 of our young people.
Yeah.
So young people, high school age, that might not be able to get jobs and haven't really had jobs in the last year, all of a sudden have the opportunity to go to Magic Mountain and get themselves a part-time or a full-time job, earn some money, get outdoors, do something worthwhile, have some fun, and get back to some sort of normalcy. That's fantastic. So we're very happy about Magic Mountain opening. By the way, you may have heard that Mount Asia closed.
Yeah.
You may not have heard that Mount Asia got bought out by MB2. MB2 from Silmar is the go-kart, I'll call it go-kart racing company.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to take over Mount Asia. So Mount Asia, they're going to rebrand it. It's going to have a new name. It's going to be a fun place for kids and families to go. All right, so if you don't want to go to Magic Mountain, or if you can't afford to go to Magic Mountain, you're going to be able to go to the new MB2 park, which is fantastic. I'm very proud of that. I'm very happy for that. Let me, if we have time, I'll go on some more.
Sure.
Okay, so we're not going to have the Cowboy Festival this year.
Okay.
But that's our Western heritage here in Santa Clarita.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to do little things, little events during the month of April to honor and celebrate our Western heritage. So even though we're not going to have the festival, we're going to do the best we can to honor the heritage. The other thing that's very important, we're not going to have the 4th of July parade.
Yeah, I'd heard
Unfortunately, there's just not enough time, and we don't know what the protocol will be, what tier we'll be in by then. So we're not going to have the 4th of July parade. But, I am, as your mayor, I am going to push, absolutely push, for a concert celebration on the 4th of July in Central Park. Wouldn't that be great?
That would be fantastic. We miss our concerts in the park.
Yes, but this one would be a special addition to the concerts in the park.
Okay.
It would be a celebration of our 4th of July Patriot heritage, and it would all be at Central Park, and the community would get to really open up. Hopefully, if the protocol tier allows us to do it, we can do it. And the good news is we don't need 3 or 4 or 5 months to plan it.
Okay.
This is something that in 6 weeks we could put together. So if in the middle of May we see that we are really heading to full open, then we'll start putting that concert together, and it'll be dynamite in Central Park. You'll love it.
What a great incentive. You know, we talked about how as we open back up, we're not going from quarantine to spring break. We're easing back open, right? And so we're going to do so socially distanced, washing our hands, still wearing our masks, and to incentivize us, if things stay stable and we can continue to open back up, we might get a concert on 4th of July in Central Park. That would be just what a wonderful kind of coming out for our community, finally coming back together, because you know how much our community enjoys coming back together. Now, one of the things that folks were really excited about, the one thing that didn't get shut down last year was the fireworks. So I'm sure we can still count on fireworks from the city this year, correct?
We're absolutely hoping to do that.
Perfect.
Absolutely hoping to do that, and we'll see. But that's our plan as of now.
Perfect. And you talked about Mount Asia and the rebranding, and they're going to be opening back up. It's so good to hear our city's recreational activities being saved. One of the other businesses in town that took a big hit with the pandemic and unfortunately had to announce that they weren't able to sustain it was the Valencia Ice Station. But recently the city purchased that ice rink and has plans to reopen it too under a new rebranded name called the Cube. What a cool name. Can you tell us a little bit about this decision? Why did you and the other council members decide that this was an important thing for us to do as a city?
Okay, so first of all, I'm from the Northeast originally. I grew up in New York, and ice skating was part of our DNA. We love ice skating, and we love our ice sports. So when I came to California, one of my few disappointments of moving to California was that ice skating and ice hockey and figure skating and things like that were not huge when I moved here. They are now.
Yeah.
And they have been for quite some time. And so when the ice station got into financial problems, my phone ran off the hook.
Mm-hmm.
My emails tripled, more than tripled. My texts more than tripled. Save the ice station, save the ice station, save the ice station. We can't lose the ice station. And I'll give you one more thing, Matt. October a year ago, the special needs hockey tournament was held at the ice station. Approximately 20 special needs teams, and these are players who are special needs players. You know, they're not fully. They don't have the full use of all their physical capacities, but they play hockey. And they love hockey, and their parents love having them involved in hockey. This is so therapeutic for them. This is such a great joy for them. Well, I threw the puck to start that tournament. I high-fived all the players on all 20 teams. That's approximately 200 special needs kids. I high-fived to start that tournament. There is no way I was not going to fight to save the hockey rink. My phone, as I told you, was ringing off the hook. My emails, my texts.
Well, folks were calling here at the station too, yeah.
Yes, and then public participation at the council meetings. People were begging us to save the rink. They had a petition. Over 12,000 people signed their petition. How could we not save the rink? So we may get some credit, hallelujah, for saving the rink, but the rink was saved by the groundswell of people who love hockey and who love what the ice station did for them. They're the ones we need to salute and thank. And yes, we bought it. We bought it at a good price. We then went out and said, now that we bought it, what do we need to do? We hired the top hockey consultant we could find. They gave us a game plan for how to make this thing work. Then we went out and put out bids to see who could run the ice station for us. Because we don't want to run it ourselves. We're not ice station experts. And who did we get? We got probably the best ice station manager that one could find, the Los Angeles Kings.
Right.
And ASIC. Okay, so it's going to be a fantastic place. We've refurbished everything. Everything there is new now, or painted or fixed. We're going to have a huge screen outdoors. If you want to do drive-in movies, you're going to get high-definition drive-in movies. You're going to have just a wonderful arena. And we've also turned it into a potential meeting place, conference center, exhibit hall. So we'll cover the floor with the ice with flooring and make it an event center. So we call it the Cube. Just think in terms of Ice Cube.
You're right.
And there you go.
It's a beautiful name. I love it. And I know you and I were talking about it off the air. There were some folks concerned that that this was going to be a drain on our economy, but you mentioned to me that that the Cube is going to be completely self-sustaining. This isn't something that the city's going to have to support financially once we get up and running, right?
Right. There's a possibility that it'll even make a little bit of a profit for us each year, but we're not counting on that. If it does, that's great. But as long as it breaks even, it's self-sustaining. Sure. We're thrilled.
It's an important hub.
And Matt, keep in mind, if we went out to build a park, we'd have to buy the land. We'd have to build the park. We still have to maintain the park.
Sure.
Right? It wouldn't serve nearly as many people as the Cube is going to serve. And we'd still have to pay, and it wouldn't be a park's not a money-making venture. Well,
yeah, we don't charge admission.
Neither is the Cube.
Okay. So that's great that we're able to preserve that hub, that recreational hub there in Valencia. We're talking with business leader, author, and mayor Bill Miranda. We've got a lot more to talk about, including the Human Rights Roundtable that Mayor Miranda chairs. You're listening to SCVI and iLEAD Schools Eye on the Valley. We're going to take a quick break, but we will be right back with Mayor Bill Miranda. I'm Matt Watson on your hometown station, KHTS.
Are you looking for educational flexibility and choice? Look no further than your front door. iLEAD Exploration's independent study program is passionate about personalized learning. Our mission is to inspire learners to become creative problem solvers, compassionate leaders, conscientious collaborators, and responsible citizens who develop a lifelong love of learning. Our families partner with a credentialed teacher to customize each child's educational path. Families access community partners to choose a variety of in-person, online, and at-home options to create an optimal learning environment for each learner. Our program also values community, and through a variety of field studies, service projects, park days, and family gatherings, we provide many opportunities to foster friendships. Because there are currently in-person limitations due to COVID, we are offering activities online through webinars and virtual field trips. iLEAD Exploration is a tuition-free, independent study charter school program serving grades TK through 12 in Los Angeles, Orange, Kern, San Bernardino, and Ventura counties. To learn more about our program, visit iLEADexploration.org. iLEAD Schools, free to think, inspired to lead.
Bring your life. We'll help you make the most of it. Introducing 5 Point Valencia, a familiar place, and yet wonderfully different, with a fresh mix of homes, schools, parks, trails, and open space. All tuned to the way people want to live today. Learn more at valencia.com.
The anticipation of having a baby brings much excitement and hundreds of decisions. When choosing where to have your baby, choose the best. Providence St. Joseph Medical Center. The new Women's Pavilion combines expertly trained medical staff with luxurious labor and delivery suites and the area's most advanced neonatal intensive care unit. You and your new baby will get the best start possible. For more information and a tour, call 1-888-HEALING. The road to healing leads to Providence.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVI and iLEAD Schools Eye on the Valley, and I am your host, Matt Watson. We're talking this morning with Mayor Bill Miranda. Now, Mayor Miranda, we're still kind of in this, what do you want to call it? An ebb tide, kind of the limping out of 2020. And 2020 was an interesting year, not just pandemic referring. 2020 brought about some pretty significant social change also around our country, around the world, really. In the wake of the George Floyd killing, cities across the country were forced to re-examine who they are and where they're going. And Santa Clarita certainly wasn't left out. And in response, the city reestablished its Human Relations Roundtable. For those who aren't familiar, what's the mission of the Human Relations Roundtable that you, along with Dr. Sharice Moore, chair? What's the mission and what are the goals of this group?
Well, the mission of the Roundtable is to promote diversity and inclusion in our community and to fight against racism in whatever form it may take within our community. And look, we're not suggesting that our community is a racist community. Not at all. Mm-hmm. Right? And that's a misunderstanding that's out there, and maybe that's understandable. But quite the opposite. We're trying to prevent bad things from happening here in our city. We're trying to prevent bullying in our schools, in our community. We're trying to prevent actions by people in authority over people who don't have authority, where the people without authority are being taken advantage of. So if you look at the Roundtable, you look at a demographic sample of our community. We have people from all different demographics as members of the Roundtable. The Roundtable consists of 15 members. Those were selected. We asked for applicants. We got 81 applications. We went through interviews. We interviewed, I believe, 30-some people. And we finally, and by the way, the selection committee was not city staff or council people. The selection committee was independent. And they chose the 15 members of the Roundtable. We also decided to, every Roundtable session, allow 3 students from our schools to be part of the Roundtable for that particular meeting.
So important, yeah.
We also have 2 advisors, and we have 1 staffer, and we have a co-chair, which is Dr. Sharice Moore, and we have a chair, which is me. And so that's the Roundtable, and our job is to promote diversity and inclusion.
Okay, so what is it that do you guys have any specific initiatives that you're working on? Is this more of a community dialogue? What has the group got going on right now?
And the answer to that question is yes and yes.
Okay, great.
So, well, we are promoting diversity and inclusion. We had a wonderful video that we put out on regarding Martin Luther King Jr. and his celebration in January. In February, we put out in my opinion, an even better video to celebrate Black History Month and to tell the community and help educate the community on what Black leaders have done for our country and just as importantly for our community here in Santa Clarita. So we celebrate them. The video, if you haven't seen it, please go on the city website and you'll find both of those videos.
Yeah, I've seen both of those videos, and they are fantastic. Recently I took a look at the demographic data for the city of Santa Clarita, and I have to tell you, we are an incredibly diverse city, even more than I had realized. And it's good to hear that there's a forum that gets so much voice in what goes on in and around our city, and those 15 people, gosh, I'm looking at the list. It's a kind of a who's who of a cross-cultural leadership here in our valley. So thank you so much for your leadership on that. Now, I know you're a busy guy, Mr. Mayor, but there's a lot more going on around town. What am I missing? What else did you want to share with us today?
Well, number one,
Did we lose you, Mr. Mayor? It sounds like the mayor's phone has cut out. I know there was a couple of other initiatives that he wanted to talk about. The city council is really proud. We're having a hard time hearing you. I can see that you're still on the line. Mayor Miranda, are you there?
No, and now he's gone.
Oh, okay.
Now he's all right, it cut. It was there, and now it just, that's what the noise was.
Okay.
Let's see if he calls in, though. I'll just,
All right, sounds good. I know I know that Mayor Miranda wanted to talk about the community center in Canyon Country that our city council is so proud of. They've worked long and hard to build the community center, and I was hoping to get some details from him. I know they're getting close to being online, up and running, and hopefully as our community opens back up, that's one of the first ribbon cuttings that we can have. He also wanted to talk about the work that the city's doing with our local sheriff's department, and I wanted to get a little bit more detail on that. What a bummer. Unfortunately, we lost Mayor Miranda. There was one other question I wanted to ask him. Speaking of the sheriff's department, they announced they had for the last year or so kind of taken a break, and I'll put that in air quotes. They'd taken a break on parking citations here in the valley, and we really appreciated that. But this week, the sheriff's station, the sheriff's department in LA County announced that starting April 1st, so beware, it's not going to be an April Fool's joke. Starting April 1st, they were going to get back to normal processing of parking citations and things like that. And what I wanted to ask the mayor about is the parking here in front of the station is 2-hour parking. But we've got a 2-hour show, Patty, and Tori gives me the business if I show up late, and you're going to give me the business if I try to leave early. And so I was going to, I need to park for about 2 hours and 15 minutes. I was going to see if the mayor could give me some sort of special permit, some sort of
some slack,
special pass. But unfortunately, maybe he knew that question was coming and was 2 steps ahead of me, like he always is. At any rate, we want to thank the mayor for coming on and sharing his thoughts on human relations here in the valley, as well as everything going on, getting the ice station. Now we got to stop calling it the ice station. It's the Cube. Getting the Cube up and running, as well as Mount Tasia is going to be back open and rebranded here soon. We also wanted to get the mayor's picks for March Madness. But at any rate, Mayor Miranda, if you're listening, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your leadership. Have a great weekend. But wait, we are not done. Don't you go anywhere. We're going to head to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to have some laughs. We're going to have some fun with Big T. It is trivia time. I want to see if we can get engineer Andrew in here. He's always in the back room working to make sure that everything sounds great here at KHTS, but we'll see if we can coax him in here into the studio to play with Big T and I. And this is SCVI and iLEAD School's Eye on the Valley. I'm your host, Matt Watson. Stick around. We will be right back on your hometown station, KHTS.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow, here to tell you about my Giza Dream bed sheets. I made sure that they would be everything you'd ever want in a sheet set. I started with the world's finest cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region where the Sahara Desert, the Nile River, and the Mediterranean Sea all meet. The long staple cotton makes my Giza Dream sheets ultra soft and durable. They come with extra wide pillowcases to fit over any pillow and extra deep pockets to fit over any mattress. Not only that, they come with my 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. And now you can get the best sheets ever for the best price ever. When you buy one of my Giza Dream bed sheet sets, you'll get another one absolutely free. I personally guarantee that they'll be the most comfortable sheets you'll ever own.
Go to mypillow.com and use the promo code KHTS or call 800-973-3927 and use the promo code KHTS. That's 800-973-3927 or go to mypillow.com and use the promo code KHTS.
Welcome to Dunkin', where safety is their #1 priority. The staff at Dunkin' has daily temperature checks and goes through a series of current health questions prior to each shift. They have all the necessary PPE, including masks, shields, and gloves. In addition, every store is sanitized several times an hour for your protection. Use the Dunkin' app for specials and to order ahead. Carry out and curbside pickup is available, or have your order delivered by Grubhub, Postmates, Uber Eats, or DoorDash. Dunkin', all-day sandwiches, donuts, bagels, muffins, and of course, hot and cold beverages. Visit Dunkin' on Bouquet, next to Lowe's, or the Dunkin' in Canyon Country on Sierra Highway. The Santa Clarita Valley runs on Dunkin'.
Your hometown station, KHTS.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 on the AM side. This is SCVI and iLEAD Schools, Eye on the Valley. I am your host, Matt Watson. I just want to say thanks again to Mayor Miranda for joining us earlier. We had some phone complications with him, but we're going to work to get Mayor Miranda back on here maybe next week, maybe in a couple of weeks. But right now, it is time for Big T's 5 Minutes of Fame. You all know Big T. He's a longtime resident and leader here in the Santa Clarita Valley. He's a business leader and a philanthropist. He is the quintessential family man and community member, a man who was recently described as nothing less than an icon, ladies and gentlemen. He is Mom's favorite. Big T, welcome back to the show.
Thank you much. I'm also a fun-loving guy, but I don't like it when people talk over my intro.
Yeah, Patty's working on some official business here for KHTS. But guess what, Big T? We've got some good news. Engineer Andrew was able to pull himself away from the computers this morning, and he's going to be joining us today.
Oh, you boys are in trouble today.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
Andrew's going to bring it.
So I'm going to do my best to. I'll be keeping score today, and Engineer Patty's going to be playing along.
Ayo.
Engineer Andrew, and so we're ready for you. What have you got for us today, brother?
Perfect. Got some trivia. Got some. There's one section I don't know if Andrew's played yet. Andrew, it's kind of in the middle where I'll name some different facts or different items, and you have to catch what's in that ballpark. So I may say yellow, red, green, and you'll say colors.
All right, let's do it.
Deal. So, all righty. First question. And what year did MTV first go on the air?
Frogger.
1982. Incorrect.
Andrew, 81.
Andrew is correct in 1981.
Bounced off.
Wow.
In what state and city was Kmart founded?
Frogger, Wilmington, Illinois.
It's a Midwest city.
Yes, Wilmington, Illinois.
No.
Patty, Kansas City because it starts with a K?
No, think Fab Five.
Huh. Ooh, really?
Detroit, Michigan?
Detroit, Michigan is correct, Andrew.
And so it begins.
Because he needs the hints.
Question 3. True or false?
Patty.
An eggplant. Patty.
True.
Frogger.
Patty incorrect.
No. False.
False. An eggplant is a vegetable. That is false.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
4. In what year did the Brooklyn Dodgers move to L.A.?
Frogger.
That
would be 1955?
Incorrect.
Oh.
See, stab at it, Andrew. 56.
Andrew. Oh, Patty, they're getting you closer. You want to take it? One more year.
Yeah, no, Patty, 1954.
Oh, he said one more.
1957.
Oh, I thought he said one. I was thinking he said you're close. I didn't hear one more.
Keeping score, that's 1 point for producer Sarah.
Hey, what do you know? Sarah's on the board. Silently.
Because she can
You know,
count.
the most points scored in an NC2A tournament game was scored by what team?
Andrew, UNLV.
Good pull. Do you know who they beat, Andrew?
Wait.
Oh, jeez.
Ooh,
Oh,
no, I do not.
It was UNLV. They scored 103 points. They put it up against Duke.
Oh,
all right.
3 for him.
Right.
3. And there's been 4 questions.
Yeah.
What alcoholic drink is made from juniper berries?
Andrew, a mint julep.
Correct.
Yeah, that's good.
And he's looking like, maybe. He doesn't even. It's not even a confident answer, and he's getting.
You guys
it right.
want me to still play?
No, yeah, we're good.
No, I'm gonna get one of these right. That's gonna be my consolation.
It is gin.
Oh, okay. That point's coming off the board.
Right.
You said good pull. We thought that meant that you got it right. Okay.
Yeah.
True or false? Spoon.
Patty.
Is the third Patty?
True.
Frogger.
It is true.
Yes.
No, what's true, Tony?
Yeah.
Next question. Irvin Johnson and Larry Bird.
Wait. Let's back up. What was true?
Well, yeah, I kind of want to know now.
Spoon theory is the theory of utilizing spoons as a metaphor for energy that they can use in a day.
Oh, okay. All right.
Interesting.
Cool. Yeah, spoons in your drawer. Yeah.
Irvin Johnson and Larry Bird faced each other in the NC2A tournament while playing for what two teams?
Frogger.
Go, Andrew was first.
Michigan State, Indiana?
Incorrect.
Oh, that's where I was going. Okay, so Magic played for Michigan State.
Yeah.
And Bird played for Purdue?
Incorrect. How do you got it?
Oh, man. Well, I know, obviously, he played, Magic was with Sparty. I remember this. I think...
Correct.
Yes. And I swear, I think Larry Legend played for... Was it Iowa?
He played for Indiana State.
Oh,
okay.
Right.
I knew it was an Indiana team.
I knew it was with an I, too. I'm like, it's over there.
How you non-sports fans doing?
Larry Bird nicknames. Give me two of them.
Frogger.
Patty.
There's Larry Legend.
I should get credit for that.
There's Larry Legend, and then the Great Pasty Hope.
Yeah.
I would have took
the
that.
The Great White Hope is correct.
All right.
You know what? Yeah, that works. Can I get half because I already gave him the answer?
Oh, yeah, because I didn't know Larry Legend.
I mean, you
there's
don't
also
know.
The Hick from French Lick, and there's Kodak.
Right. Did you guys also know that Larry Bird actually would glue a false eyelash on his upper lip?
Really?
Yeah, that famous mustache. Yeah.
Good. Who's on the $100 bill?
Frogger.
Benjamin
Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin.
For those of
All
you
right,
keeping
money round.
score at home, we've got Engineer Andrew with 3, Frogger with 3, Patty with 1.
Heyo. I've still got one.
All righty. Let's go dancing with the money round.
Ooh.
Fab 5, Juwan Howard. Wolverines.
Frogger.
Ann Arbor.
Frogger. University of Michigan basketball.
Yeah.
Michigan basketball is correct.
Boom.
Timeouts.
Timeout.
The
Timeout.
The Dougie. Mashed potato.
Frogger.
Charleston. Twist. Frogger.
All right, those are dances.
Oh, yeah,
Those are
they
dances,
are.
that is correct.
Yeah.
Turtles. College Park. Scott Van Pelt. Terrapins. Big
Andrew.
Ten. Andrew.
Things associated with Maryland.
Outstanding job, Maryland.
Nice.
Michael Bennett. Rick Scott. John Kennedy. Alex Padilla. Dianne Feinstein.
Frogger. Those are
Frogger.
politicians from California.
More specific.
Senators from California?
Incorrect. They're U.S. senators.
Okay.
Oh,
The last
okay.
two are from California.
Okay.
Huh? All right. SCV Go, Postmates,
Andrew.
DoorDash, Grubhub, Andrew.
Food delivery services, and especially in Santa Clarita Valley.
Food delivery services.
Speaking of which, I heard the Girl Scouts did extend their Grubhub agreement for one more weekend. So if y'all want to get your Girl Scout cookies on, you can still Grubhub them until Sunday.
Perfect.
right?
Drexel, Winthrop,
Frogger.
Iona, Wichita State, Frogger.
These are all underdogs in the NCAA tournament.
That's actually Engineer Andrew's Final Four. We're glad to have you. I left it in there. I'm sorry, my friend.
It's all right.
Nice.
AstraZeneca.
Frogger.
Novavax. Frogger.
Andrew was first, yeah.
All right. The
Andrew
vaccination.
Vaccines,
companies.
correct.
Yeah.
Box and one, press, zone, man,
Frogger.
man, 2, 3. Frogger.
Those are basketball defenses.
Basketball defenses.
Aww.
Patty, this one's for you.
Yes.
Pocahontas, Jasmine, Ariel,
Patty.
Milan. Andrew beat you.
Disney princesses.
That is correct.
Why is that one for me?
And with that, Engineer Andrew pulls in the lead with 7. Frogger's got 6. Patty's got 1.
I could have two.
Goliath.
Andrew.
Superman. Andrew.
Six Flags rides or roller coasters.
Six Flags Magic Mountain Ride.
Good pull.
Hoyas. John Thomas.
Frogger.
Andrew.
Patrick Ewing. Frogger.
Things associated with Georgetown.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. Salt Creek Grill.
Patty.
Paris. MB. Patty.
Restaurants in SCV that are open now.
MB2.
Oh.
The
Frogger.
Local. Alamo.
Frogger. Businesses in Santa Clarita.
Incorrect.
Andrew.
Andrew.
Restaurants part of the KHTS Restaurant Rail Program.
Nice job, Andrew. Restaurants part of the KHTS program.
Nice.
You know, ironically, a little fun fact there. Baskin Robbins and Newhall and Nothing But Cake are also sponsors, but they're also sponsors of Big T's 5 Minutes of Fame.
Because they know where their bread gets buttered.
Yes. All right. Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans,
Patty.
Chris Hemsworth, Patty.
These are the Avengers, a part of Marvel, my good sir.
The Avengers is correct.
Yes.
All right. Wildcats, Cowboys,
Frogger.
Indians, Grizzlies, Frogger.
So these are all mascots that are in the NCAA tournament.
Incorrect.
Shoot.
Grizzlies, Centurions, Vikings.
Andrew.
Andrew.
Santa Clarita Valley High School mascots.
Oh, yeah.
Correct.
Yep,
Correct.
that's right.
Point, center, power
Frogger.
forward, swing, Frogger.
Those are basketball positions.
Correct.
One more, Big T.
Fred, Vilma,
Frogger.
Shaggy. I think Andrew beat you there, Matt.
Go for it.
Flintstones.
Incorrect.
So
No.
I'm going with.
Wait, why did I? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. Those are Scooby-Doo characters.
My goodness.
No, they're not.
My goodness. Yes, they are.
Oh, they are.
Yes, they are.
Oh, I thought I thought you said Wilma, not Velma.
All right, Big
That's
T.
what I thought. That's what I
Sounds
said.
like Fred Wilma.
Right?
Andrew, thanks for playing.
Definitely. Engineer Andrew, thanks for playing. We have got to wrap with a quick check of the score. Patty's got 2. Frogger's got 9. Engineer Andrew with 10. Way to go, Engineer Andrew.
course.
Big T, as always, thanks for popping by. We do appreciate it. I want to thank you for joining us today. Thank you to our guests, iLEAD Online's Valencia Johnson and Alyson Bravo, Mayor Bill Miranda, Big T, Engineer Patty, Engineer Andrew. Join us again next week and every Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. I am your host, Matt Watson, and this is STVI and iLEAD School's Eye on the Valley on your hometown station, KHTS.